Boro's trip to Sunderland last season was the most heavily policed fixture in the Championship. Comprehensive new figures, compiled by the BBC, reveal the true cost of policing our national game. And they show Boro's trip to the Stadium of Light in February had 587 officers on duty, one officer for every 50 supporters inside the ground. As already revealed by Teesside Live, Sunderland paid out more than £55,000 to the Northumbria force to police the fixture, 5 times more than the average. It followed ugly scenes in Middlesbrough when Cleveland police made at least 10 arrests following a January FA Cup fixture between the clubs. Boro and Sunderland fans have since received banning orders connected with their behaviour on the day. Large numbers of police turned out for the FA Cup derby between Middlesbrough and Sunderland. Image, Evening Gazette. Northumbria police say a local derby like February's 3-3 draw would always mean extra officers would be drafted in, although the excellent behaviour of North East fans meant the fixture's policing footprint has been reduced in recent years. Chief Superintendent Sarah Pitt called the figures quite misleading given the level of data that has been omitted in the different allocation processes of forces across the country. She said the force's priority was public safety, and continued, "We have already praised fans in the Northeast for their excellent behavior over the course of last season. Supporters in this region are among the most knowledgeable and passionate in the world, and we look forward to building on our healthy relationship during the upcoming 2018-19 campaign." How much does it cost to police a match? Inside the Riverside. Image, Getty Images. Europe. The average in the Premier League is £11,000 per game, and the responses from police forces show the figure stands at around £13,300 in the Championship. Some fixtures require a different approach to others, with police forces having different categories of response for different fixtures. Cleveland Police was one of 16 forces that did not respond to a Freedom of Information request, so the number of officers and cost of policing fixtures at the Riverside has not been revealed. The most expensive policing operation in the Championship solely based on cost was the Steel City Derby, Sheffield Wednesday vs Sheffield United at Hillsborough, which cost £203,000. Wednesday were invoiced for £41,000, although police would not reveal the number of officers who attended the game. £55,000 billed to police 2,500 Middlesbrough fans at Sunderland Derby clash are some games over-policed. Football Supporters Federation caseworker Amanda Jack said some forces are risk-averse and send too many officers to games, but others are taking a fresh look at the numbers they deploy. She said it would take a very brave match commander to stick their head above the parapet and reduce their police support units. Ms. Jack said football is heavily policed because it's always been done that way, and while commanders will insist police engage with fans, that could be perceived, particularly by away fans, as the exception rather than the norm. She cites supporters being allocated a pub rather than having freedom of movement, policed at a train station and sometimes arriving to dogs barking at them, saying a high concentration of police can actually heighten tensions between two sets of fans. The public perception may easily be, "Look at all those violent yobs and all the police needed," or, "I don't see police any other time, but look how many there are at football," she continued, saying there was little external scrutiny of football policing. The history of the Chicken Run, where Ryerson Park's acid tongues gathered positive engagement reduces trouble. Dr. Jeff Pearson, an expert in policing, crowd behavior and sport from the University of Manchester, said just having a large number of officers does not increase the chances of disorder. But he said large gatherings of officers, especially in riot gear, will put off fans from communicating, even though all crowd science shows positive engagement with fans and police cuts down on disorder. If you've got a big crowd, something is going to happen during that. Someone will spill a drink on someone else, for example, he said. When you have vast numbers of police officers, it's very difficult for them to make proportionate interventions seen as legitimate by crowd members. It doesn't necessarily mean large numbers of police mean you are going to have a riot. You need them to be there as a last ditch. there is just as likely to be disorder between police and fans as there is between two rival groups of fans. Dr. Pearson also said that officers often have to cancel rest days to police football, meaning fewer officers patrolling on other days. And officers may not be in the best mood to deal with football banter.